and more. Call now.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what is going on? Today is Wednesday. It is July 6th. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. I got Grande and I got the Brown Man, and we are all ready to roll on a Wednesday. And hey, fellas, I want to show you, I got to get what you guys have. You guys both have those microphone arms. So the microphone is up above and I can see your t-shirts or your sweatshirts. Like you're looking at me right now. And I know radio listeners and audio podcast listeners are like, I'm not looking at you right now, but TV viewers and YouTube viewers are. When you look at me right now, you can see the t-shirt I'm wearing, but you can't see the logo that's on the t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing is being covered by the microphone. So let me show you guys this t-shirt that I'm rocking today and see if you guys can see what I got going on here. So I love when companies do this. They use the brown and the yellow and the white, the colors of the Padres, and they try and make, a t-shirt that's like, hey, this is our brand, but it kind of looks Padre-ish. That's what I got going on today. This is one of my favorite local establishments here in the Cardiff area of San Diego County. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's the bar, The Shanty, established in the mid-1960s. And here's the story on the t-shirt. Me and Rachel go into the Shanty the other night. This is Saturday evening. We're there hanging out for the sunset. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of the show. I love you guys. And I just wanted to bring you out some merch. So he brings me this Shanty t-shirt and a couple of Shanty, like red, white, and blue hats that we rocked during the 4th of July. And he's like, just huge fan. Say what's up to Brown. Say what's going on to Grande. Big fan of the show. And I just wanted you guys to rock some merch. So here I am today rocking the Shanty Padre t-shirt on the radio, on TV, on YouTube, etc. Shout out to my people from the Shanty. How about
The
that?
ultimate shout out right there.
That is a great shout out, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you guys this right now, just to get started on today's show. One of the things I love so much about what we got going on right now, and when I say what we got going on, I mean, people can listen on radio, they can watch on TV, they can watch on YouTube, they can listen on all the audio podcasts, they can engage with us on our website, they can be involved in the YouTube chat, they can pretty much reach us any way they want to. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, email, cited, you name it, we're accessible to people. Yesterday, at about 7:30 p.m., I got a text message from a guy who said, hey, I'm watching the show right now. He loved our discussion of Joey Chestnut and the hot dog eating championship and how Joey Chestnut put the protester in a headlock with his right arm, throws the guy to the ground, and he's still pounding hot dogs with his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So this gentleman says, I know the owners of 7 Mile Casino, and I'm letting them know what incredible advertising and what an incredible investment it is to work with you guys. This is completely unsolicited, completely, utterly unsolicited. And I wind up getting the text messages. So my friend sends to the owners of 7 Mile, hey, I'm watching Kaplan and Crew on TV. I happen to be listening to them earlier on the radio. There's the 7 Mile sign over my shoulder. Then the 7 Mile sign on the TV monitors. And the guy was saying to the owners of 7 Mile, the value you receive from these guys is incredible. And then I get the text back where the owners are like, yo, these guys are the GOATs. This is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And so what I love is how the Great Friends Network really all works together. I'm a viewer. I know one of the owners of 7 Mile. I'm watching the TV show. I'm seeing the 7 Mile stuff. I'm sending it to those guys. They're getting to see it if they're not watching on TV. That was freaking awesome. I love stuff like that. And I'll give you guys one other example.
Okay.
I got a message from several great friends yesterday who said that they loved the story that I was telling to you guys about my friend Hank Goldberg, who passed at 82 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I do stuff like that, like when I tell stories like that are very personal to me, I sometimes wonder, Does anybody out there care? Will they turn the dial on radio? Will they turn to a different TV channel? Will they get off of YouTube? Will they stop listening to the podcast? Like, hey, Kaplan, I don't really care about you and your friend who was 82 years old and was not in good health and he died. But the opposite is actually true, where people hit me up and they're like, dude, I remember seeing Hank Goldberg on TV on ESPN. Like Browner yesterday was like, I don't know the name, but once we showed him the picture, he's like, oh, I know that dude. But people seem to really, really love the truly personal stuff that we talk about. So all I'm saying is this: to the guys at the shanty who hooked me up with the merch because you're big fans, thank you. To the guy who sent the text to the owners of 7 Mile Casino saying you're getting great value out of this, thank you. And to everybody that sent me messages yesterday about Hank Goldberg and telling those stories, I freaking love you guys, man. So all I wanted to do today at the beginning of the show is shout everybody out, tell you how much we appreciate you. And I guess we can get on to real business here. How we doing today, boys?
Shout out, everybody. Shout out.
Yeah.
I like that shirt too because it's a little bit like Cheers logo. You know, it's like the TV show. It's a lot like Padres. I like it. Good stuff.
You guys want one?
Yeah, I'll rock one.
Brown?
You know, I will never turn down free.
Browner told me, Alex, on Saturday when we were down at the IV Lounge down at iThrive, he's like, yo, man, I may come up north tonight. I'll hit you up. Which meant that I thought me and Browner were going to hang out at the Kraken.
Little
on
man hang
Saturday
on
night.
Saturday?
Yeah, it didn't happen for us, though, Brown. What happened, man?
Never made it. I told you, 4th of July, I'm going nowhere near the water. 4th of July weekend, I'm going nowhere near the water.
Yeah, but you told me on Saturday you were coming up my way.
No, I said if I do. I said you were enamored by the cake and the champagne, or the champagne. So you couldn't really hear. There was so much admiration going on.
Well, I'll tell you this, Brown. I don't know what you got going on Friday night, but this Friday night, a friend of mine, she has a band called April and the Funk Junkies. Brown, this is right up your alley.
How many people
dog.
do you know?
The
many
Funk
people do I know?
Junkies?
Like,
Who do they cover?
How does your brain, like, you're just always like, my friend opened a restaurant. My friend has a band. My friend does this. My friend does. How many people do you know? Like, how many names can you remember? Like, how is this? Like every weekend, you're always like, I'm so busy, I don't have time. But you're always doing something, and it's always with a different person. It's never the same.
That's why
people.
he's never got time.
Yeah, it's never the same people though. That's what trips me out. Like, there's one dude that I hear that, like Blair, I hear all the time. I think that's your boy. Everybody else is like a different person every single time you do. Like, is it physically possible, mentally possible to know that many names and have those many relationships? My friend has this band that's a cover band. My friend has this band. My friend does this. What
would he do without a cell phone contact list?
And this is the guy, and this is coming from a guy that's having 2 bachelor parties because he has too many guy friends. So that's me telling you that you know a lot of people.
Well, I mean, listen, when you have 4 kids, what happened? Did you guys know I had 4 kids? Are you guys aware of that?
Wow.
Yeah, that may be news to you.
Kind of shocking.
But when you have 4 kids, Alex, these kids create relationships with other kids, and then the parents become acquaintances and so on. This friend of mine, April, and the band is called April and the Funk Junkies. They have been working so hard for so long to try and get into the Kraken, because listen, I mean, local musicians want to play at the Belly Up. They also know that the Kraken is a really hot spot for live music. She'd been working hard to try and get into this place. And she finally has a night. It's this Friday night. And when the band does well and the place gets crowded, then the management goes, well, they bring in a good crowd.
Yeah.
They play good music, but they bring in a good crowd. I've seen plenty of bands in there that are garbage, but they've got a lot of relationships, or they've got a big, heavy email list, and they bring people to it. And I'm like, this band sucks, but the crowd is great.
Yeah.
So that's why they're able to do it. So she's playing at the Kraken for the first time this Friday night at 9:30. I'm in the house.
Okay.
Browner's looking right now. Browner's looking. Browner I just saw his eyes roll like, what am I doing Friday night? Can I make it up that way?
Yeah, because now I'm scheduling. I'm thinking of what I have to maneuver to make that happen.
Yeah.
You
You got to make mountains move.
I got to do that. I got a little range I got to clear out.
Yeah. Alex, you should come up one weekend. I mean, I think one weekend we should do, you come up to me on Friday night, I come down to you Saturday night, meaning so now you get a taste of Cardiff, which is my town.
Yeah.
And then the next night I get a taste of North Park, which is your town.
That's a lot of hang in one weekend.
It is a lot of hang, but it would make for a very interesting piece of content on Monday, wouldn't it?
It would. It would. It would take a lot.
Where
for
would
me
you
to get
take
up
him? Where would you take him?
Where would I take Alex?
No, where would he take you? Alex, where would you take him?
Good question. Because I know exactly where I would be taking out. If Alex and Mar come up to hang out with me and Rachel on a Friday night where we know we're going to end up going to see a friend's band at the Kranken, I know exactly where I'm going to take you for pre-dinner, drinks, and then we're going to go over. So I got the night planned up my way. Let's hear your night.
Huh. A Scott
He's put
night.
a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
You got to.
A Scott night is different than a Grande night, you know? Like what I would do and what Scott would do is probably different in North Park.
No. I want to come to North Park and I want a taste of North Park via Grande. When you come to Cardiff, I want to give you a taste of Cardiff from where I sit, from my perspective. So I want to do whatever you want to do.
Start off at the Friendly and get down on some burgers.
Nice.
Clearly.
Down with that.
Fall Brewing, because it's right next door. So we would just get the burgers, go next door, eat them while we have a beer. Your calorie intake will be a lot from beer. And then I would probably want to give you something that may be a little bit more up your and Rachel's alley. So there is a new speakeasy rooftop that I'm not even going to say the name because people don't know about it yet. And I don't want to get crowded because I've been walking up there and it's nobody up there. Probably take you guys there. There's a new, it's a Japanese listening lounge. You got to check that out. It's brand new. Always got a massive line. Go there. Just drink. And like, yeah, I'd have to put some thought into it, dude. You know, I'd have to really put some thought into it.
Okay. Tour of North Park with Grande.
Dude, if you really wanted to do one of our night, we could just walk down 30th and go to every brewery, which is about 8 of them.
Okay. And if I want to drink something other than beer, they got anything else for me?
No, go home.
Vodka, tequila, anything?
No.
Go home.
Really? No. I have to drink beer everywhere I go.
Come on.
See, I would just take you to $7,000 and then I would just take you to whatever this other place where Pink Bar was.
I've never been to the Kraken. I've never been to the Shanty. I've never been to the bars that you frequent. So I don't know what you like as far as bars go. Like in North Park,
they have a live music at $7,000 sometimes.
Yeah, like Red Wing, we would end up at Red Wing 100%. Rachel and you would love Red Wing. It's my favorite place to end up.
Rachel would destroy that place.
Yeah, I see Rachel having the time of her life at Red Wing, literally, and then start singing the time of my life at Red Wing.
Yes,
like Red Wing is the number one spot to end up at. No one starts there. No one plans on going there. You just end up there.
Right.
Yeah. And to me, of all these bars that I'm seeing pictures of the Kraken, I'm seeing pictures of Shanty. That's the closest thing that I can come up with. And it's also the funnest bar in North Park, hands down. There's a reason why there's always a line to get in there.
Well, I'm all in. I'll tell you, I'm a pretty simple guy. I mean, this past weekend when we were at 4th of July, I mean, just starting on Thursday night was Belly Up. Friday night was Kranken. Saturday was Shanty and then Kranken. And then Sunday was back to the Belly Up. So I'm a pretty simple guy. I love live music. I love live stand-up comedy. And if you can, you can tell me a great place to go hang out and I can get either one of those two things along with some good drinks and some good food, I'm in.
We have the observatory too. If there's a show, it's always, but it's not like, that's a ticketed show, really. It's not really a walk-in show.
No, Kranken is a walk-in show. And Belly Up is a ticketed show, unless I don't have tickets, in which case I just kind of show up and then I'm like, yo, what up? I'm in the house. Yeah. So, all right. Well, listen, we're just underway. It is Wednesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew. I always have to readjust when there's a holiday like there was on Monday. And then today I think it's Tuesday, but it's really Wednesday. And I made plans for Wednesday night with multiple people simply because I didn't realize that today was Wednesday. I thought today was Tuesday. And so I screwed up everything and now I'm like double booked. So that's neither here nor there. But I'm sure it's like
different
that with
people,
everybody.
Different people today than the band on Friday.
Oh yeah. Today is
How do you do that?
Today's supposed to be and I haven't played golf in so long, but a friend of mine was like, let's go play 9 holes of sunset golf. We'll tee off at about 7:15 and we'll be done by the time it gets dark at about 8:25. 9 holes, real quick. I'm like, okay, can we do that? I haven't played golf in so long. I got to get back up to Callaway. I have 2 broken clubs. It's just a mess. I haven't played in ages, so I'm looking forward to getting out there maybe a little bit later on this evening. So, hey guys, we got a lot we want to get to today, and I'll start with this, and we'll go deeper into it. But Alex, you have shown us over the course of the last few weeks, especially when the Padres were right there in first place. You were like, "Hey, look, not really a whole lot to get excited about, even though the Padres were, again, right there. They were a half game from first place. At one point, they were tied with the Dodgers for first place. But you're like, if you look back to last year, the Padres' record is virtually the same this year as it was last
We
year.
are
Now,
at the halfway mark. I think we're at 82 games in, so like 1 game over the halfway mark. I'll check right now.
Okay, because what you had said was, again, let's just assume that what we're talking about here is about a week to 10 days ago.
Yes.
And we were like, okay, the Padres are half a game out of first, but wait a second. Now the Padres are tied with the Dodgers for first, but the Padres have more games played, et cetera, et cetera. So my only point is that there was a moment in time when the Padres were in first place or flirting with first place where we said, okay, this is cool. This is good. But in reality, it's exactly where the Padres were a year ago at this time. Now, I don't recall when the Padre collapse began a year ago, but I can tell you this. Looking at what the Padres have done here, I think the numbers are now they've lost 8 of their last 10 and 12 of their last 14.
They were actually better last year than they are this year.
Record-wise.
At 83 games in, they were right now they're 47 and 36. Last year, 49 and 34.
Say it one more time.
This year, 47 and 36.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, 83 games in, 49 and 34.
And by the way, it would stand to reason, I think, that they would have been better a year ago record-wise. Because at that time...
The collapse started now.
It did?
Literally, the 34th loss was the beginning of the collapse because they lost... I'm doing the math. Until the All-Star break, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They went 7-3 to go into, or excuse me, 3-7 to go into the All-Star break. Because they just last year, June 17th, they swept the Reds. June 21st, they swept the Dodgers. Won 2 out of 3 against Arizona. Won 2 out of 3 against Cincinnati, and then collapse. Philly lost 2 of 3. Washington lost 2 of 3. Colorado lost 2 of 3.
Okay. The reason I bring this all up is because if you look, and if my numbers are right, that the Padres have lost 8 of their last 10. They've lost 12 of their last 14. I'm pretty close. I may be dead on, but if I'm not 100% accurate, I'm like 95% there. I mean, I may be off by a game or two, but I think I'm pretty close. I think they've lost 8 of their last 10. Like I said, 12 of their last 14. I'm getting a little worried right now, and I don't know how everybody else is feeling, like the collapse of last year feels like it's replaying itself right now. Because as the Padres are losing games, 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers, 2 straight to the Mariners, while that's happening, the Dodgers are beating up on Colorado. Yeah. Previous to that, they took 3 out of 4, like I mentioned, to the Padres. The Dodgers are going upwards. The Padres are going backwards. And therefore, the gap between the Dodgers and the Padres statistically in the standings is widening.
I would say the Dodgers are doing what they've done all year. They've been really good all year. And the Padres right now are down. They're downtrending, Because I don't think the Dodgers had any sort of collapse last year or any, like, we talk about ebbs and flows, ups and downs. I don't specifically remember a big down for the Dodgers.
I remember the Dodgers last year at one point. I want to say, somebody can check me on this. I want to say the Dodgers had lost 15 of 20 games.
Okay.
There was a time last year, I
why
do believe it was the first half of the season where the Dodgers had a 20-game stretch where they won 5 of 20 games. And again, somebody wants to fact check me out there. Feel free, go for it.
Yeah, there's a good stretch right there. I could see it.
Yeah, yeah. So all I'm saying to you is this, is that the Dodgers a year ago, when they had their rough go, they weathered it. The Padres are in a really rough spot right now, and the question is, can they weather it? Can they dig themselves out of it?
They bounced back from your stretch by going 12 wins in 13 games.
Yeah.
The Dodgers last year.
Yeah. See, that's what's going on. And so with that all being said, that's where we should start today. Now, Alex, you told me that Manny Machado after the game last night or yesterday afternoon, he kind of went on a bit of a...
He was on one. That's how I described it.
Yeah, he was on a big old ramble session last afternoon or yesterday afternoon, right?
I wouldn't call it a ramble session. I'd just say he was on one. You'll see.
Okay. And how long does Manny go?
About 3.5 minutes.
Okay. All right, coming up. What did Manny Machado say? Well, 3.5 minutes of a ramble. Let's find out. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Please welcome in tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again on Main Street Living.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
So, of course, we have more tax questions for you. First of all, what are the types of business entities that business owners can use?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd ask this question. So this time of year, this is when, business owners probably just got handed a pretty big tax bill. And so naturally, the next question is, how can they save taxes? How can they save on taxes? And so that's where these business entities really, they may come in. So yeah, what we're looking at is corporations or limited liability companies, more commonly called LLCs. So definitely by using either a corporation or an LLC, business owners may be able to really save on taxes. For the most part, when we talk about tax savings, we're looking at like an S Corp election. And so again, an LLC can do that, a corporation can do that. But the net result is you want to save on what's called self-employment tax. So for 2022, a business owner is going to, by default, pay self-employment tax on the first $147,000 of taxable income. So that's 15.3%. By doing an S Corp election, putting yourself on payroll, you can really drive down how much of your income you have to pay that 15.3% at. Beyond the tax savings, it just offers an extra level of protection between the business owner's personal assets, say their home, and their business operation. So, no matter what business you operate, you're going to have some exposure to liability. So an entity like a corporation, like an LLC, it just puts that extra level of protection between the business and then what the owner has on their personal side.
Yeah, well, clearly a plethora of information that you always provide to us, Adam. We appreciate you being on the show. Where can our viewers get in touch with you for more tax help?
Yeah, like always, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to pick up the phone. You can always give me a call, 619-591-9500.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. From our street to your street. Main Street Living, Mondays at 9 on Your View.
Main Street Living celebrates Pride Month in partnership with Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, great friends. What's happening? This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Shout out to our people at 7 Mile Casino. You got blackjack and poker and table games on one side in a completely smoke-free environment. You got Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Everybody knows Sammy's Wood Fire Pizza. Sammy's Restaurant and Bar is on the other side. There's no smoking, so it's a beautiful place to play because it's got fresh air. You ever walk into a casino and you're like, who the hell's in here smoking up a pack of cigarettes on a Tuesday afternoon playing slots? It's not like that at 7 Mile Casino. Beautiful, smoke-free, clean, great food, 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego, overlooking the beautiful Bay of Chula Vista. Good luck at 7 Mile Casino. And if you got any issues related to gambling, there's that hotline, 1-800-GAMBLER. Don't let this thing take over your life. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. 7 Mile Casino and 7milecasino.com. All right, Grande, Brown Man, let me jump you guys right back in here for a second. So the Padres lost 2 straight games to Seattle. You figure if you lose 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers in LA and you come home against Seattle, you got to recover. Well, that didn't happen. And I would say, to make matters worse, looking at the schedule going forward, you've got the San Francisco Giants. Now, look,
they're struggling.
Right. The Giants are not what they were a year ago. And if you look at the standings, I want to say they're like 9.5 or 10 games behind the Dodgers. So, the Dodgers in first place. Alex, you can put the standings up on the screen. Dodgers in first place. Padres 5.5 games back. Giants 10.5 games back. So, Browner, you've been saying it all season long. You got to win the series you're supposed to win. I would say that Seattle at home is a series you're supposed to win, and you drop 2 straight games. So if you're going to start digging out of this hole that you've created for yourself, the Padres, against the Giants, this is the place to do it. If you don't climb out of this hole, if you find yourself losing this series, I really think we're looking at a monster collapse here. And again, you've been saying it all season, Alex, add a bat. If waiting for Fernando Tatis to get back is your strategy, that's a whole lot of ifs going forward.
Where's monster collapse? Last year was a monster collapse. I don't see that coming. The Mariners had won 7 out of the last 10. Like, they were one of the hottest teams in baseball. They're playing well right now. The Padres are not playing as well right now. So I didn't necessarily I'm not panicking at all. I don't see any of this as like the end of, oh no, here it comes. I saw somebody on Twitter, because Twitter is everything, say that no one in the fan base believes in this team and they don't understand it. And every time we talk about the Padres, you guys reflect that tweet to me. And it's because it's funny. The past. We got to look forward, people. We got to look forward, okay? Ebbs and flows. I've been talking about this all year. Ebbs and flows. I've been using this term. Ebbs and flows. Things go down, things go up, things go down, things go up. Don't go too far down. Try to go up as high as you can without going too far down. Right now, they're going down, but they need to stem this tide, and they can do that with a division rival starting tomorrow.
I've been saying this all season. So to me, there's no panic in me yet. There's no excited, and there's no panic until after July 18th. So I will say this. I've been saying this all season. It's just good to see AJ Cassavell, Kevin Acee, Dennis Lin come out and be like, yeah, they're going to get a bat. They know now that they just can't wait for Tatis. They're going to go get a bat. And it's like, thank you. But like, I feel vindicated for what I've been saying for 8 months already, because this team is not good enough offensively when you don't have excellent pitching. They have been fortunate to have excellent pitching for the majority of the season, And now when the pitching is just good, you see the flaws in the offense. They stand out more. They are highlighted. They are circled. And it is a problem that now the front office can see that when you don't have a excellent pitching staff, but let's just say they're very good. Let's just say they're good. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. I'm not saying they're bad. They're just good. That's not good enough when this is your offense.
Good is not good enough.
Not with this offense.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and they have been carried by pitching. I think the three of us can agree that this pitching has been excellent up until about 3 weeks ago, that they have carried this team.
I mean, I would say 3 weeks. I thought the pitching was great in the Dodgers series. Yu Darvish was the only blemish in that. I thought they were great pitching wise during the Dodgers series. The Dodgers just had better offense against the bullpen. So I would say up until the Seattle series, until the last couple of games, I thought the pitching.
The bullpen is still part of the pitching. If the bullpen's is struggling, when Taylor Rogers struggled for 3 games right there, it was like, hey, we have a closer problem. When the bullpen struggles, we have a bullpen. It's really the bullpen and the closer, that's ups and downs. Sometimes Sweaty Garcia looks like he's an excellent setup man, and then the next day he gives up 3 runs. So
is that what you call him now? You call him Sweaty?
Sweaty Garcia, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always forget his first name.
Right. And he's a really sweaty dude, right?
A very sweaty dude.
Yeah.
I get it, man. He comes in at pressure situations.
Well, so let's do this then. So apparently, Alex, you told me, I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to seeing it and hearing it for the first time. So I guess Manny Machado, well, why don't you set it up for us so we know what we're about to watch?
So Manny Machado struggled since he's been back.
Mm-hmm.
And people, obviously, you question, should he be playing if he's not healthy?
Well, hold on. What I said was this. Machado's injury about 3 weeks ago looked really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Listen, I'm not the doctor. I'm not the orthopedic specialist. And I'm not the team trainer. I'm just a guy who's watching it. And having seen many gnarly injuries over the years that we've all seen, when I saw Machado's injury, I thought he was in big trouble. I thought he was really, really hurt. Machado, I would say very courageously, I don't know, he said, hey, I'm not going to be out for all that long. I'm going to be coming right back. And he showed us almost immediately, I'm doing some working out on the field. I'm doing a little backpedaling. I'm 60% of the, and he showed us, I'm going to be okay. And I'm a quick healer, and this isn't going to be weeks and weeks. Because remember, we were projecting at the time, what will the next 31 games be without Manny Machado, assuming he comes back right after the All-Star break? Well, guess what? He came back way, way, way quicker. However, as much as he's been in uniform and standing in the batter's box with a bat in his hand, let me show you the numbers. I mean, Machado came back because this is his team and he was carrying it. But since he's come back, and it's a short sample size here, but go ahead, Alex, tell everybody who's listening and watching what we're looking at here.
His batting average is 158, no home runs, no RBIs, 10 strikeouts, and the Padres are 1-5 since he's returned.
Okay, so it's 6 games. He was out for 10 or 11 games, something like that. And in the 6 games that Manny Machado's returned, the team is 1-5. His numbers say that he's not performing. Why isn't he performing? Probably because he's not healthy. But it's his team.
Mm-hmm.
And without Tatis, he was tasked with carrying it through the first half of the season, which he did brilliantly until he got hurt. But when you get hurt and you're carrying a team and you know that they need you and you're going into some really big series like they were against the Dodgers, you rush to get back. You put on the uniform, you put the bat in your hand, and you're like, I'm back. But then you realize I've been off for 10 days, haven't seen live pitching in a while, and I'm not 100% right. So those numbers don't surprise me at all. Frankly, it's what I was expecting. And I'll tell you something else. If and when Tatis comes back, you could be looking at 6 games, 10 games, 20 games before Tatis becomes who he's been, if he becomes who he's been in the second half of the season, if he comes back.
Right. That's been your point, that if he comes back, how long is it going to take him to ramp up? Browner thinks he's Superman. It'll be, 5 days. And Machado's proving if you rush back, even just from being off for 9 games, That's a significant amount of time in baseball. It changes. Your rhythm gets thrown off. Everything gets thrown off. When you have to put a little bit more pressure on one side of your legs than the other, it changes things. So that is exactly what Manny Machado was being asked about yesterday by Marty, by AJ, by AC. I think those are the three voices you'll hear in this clip.
Okay.
And he kind of, I don't know. I love the way Machado answers questions because he doesn't answer questions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So,
We'll all hear it together, and the three of us can watch it together. And for those of you that are listening on radio, you're going to hear it. I'm hearing it for the first time. Those of you watching on TV and watching on YouTube, I'm sure you're going to get a reaction because you're going to see what he looks like while he's answering all these questions. Hey, before we get to Manny Machado, give me 1 second to just mention, everybody, remember, this upcoming Saturday, we have another IV Lounge between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. at iThrive MD in Mission Valley, 1425 Frazee Road. That's the address. I mean, real easy, because if you get off, like I take the 805 to the 163, get off at Friars Road, and I just whip around, then it's literally right there off the freeway. So we'll be there 12 to 2. If you cannot make it in that time, but you want to be part of our IV Lounge, 858-240-1497 is the number, 858-240-1497. When you call this number, they know you're calling from us. It's our exclusive phone number. You're going to get 30% savings on your IV. For example, last week, our man Avery Martinez from Temecula, he was in there on Friday. We were in there on Saturday. Michael Ambacher, hey, Michael, I hope you're okay. I was told that you maybe got into a little fender bender. He went there early Saturday morning. And so he got the discount. So if you can't make it between 12 and 2, as long as you call this phone number, you're going to get the 30% discount. I'll see you guys there on Saturday. Brown, are you coming for back-to-back weekends?
Yeah, I'm in the building.
Okay. And Alex, last week you were telling us the story yesterday. What happened to you last Saturday?
I don't know. My brain went out. So I just forgot. So I will tell you I'll be there on Saturday, and then I may not be.
Uh-oh. Put in your calendar.
Sitting on his couch going, I know I've got something. I can't figure out what it is. And then he's flipping through Twitter, and he sees us at the IV Lounge at iThrive. He's like, that's what I forgot.
That is
if I find myself at Kraken, I will definitely find myself Saturday morning at iDrive.
Well, I will 100% be there for April and the Funk Junkies at the Kraken on Friday night at 9:30, which means on Saturday between 12 and noon. Yeah, I'll have a mimosa, but Doc, hit me with the IV. All right, IV Lounge is Saturday at iThrive MD. All right, you ready to play this Manny Machado stuff for us?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to play it. You say it's over 3 minutes long?
I edited it a tiny bit, but yes.
Marty Caswell. Shout out to Marty. Kevin Acey. And you say AJ Cassavell.
I believe those are the three voices we're about to hear.
Okay, and those guys are peppering Manny with questions. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, let's take a listen.
When you bounced back before, what's going to kind of take to get out of this one?
What do you think?
Up and down baseball season?
What do you think?
You tell me. You have a better understanding of it than me.
You're going to ride it, so what do you think?
Think you guys can hit a little more?
And that's what it is.
Where are you right now, health-wise?
What do you mean? Am I playing?
You are playing. Do you feel okay? Feel like yourself out there?
Am I playing?
Yes.
I wouldn't be. Wouldn't be out there if I couldn't.
You'd be out there at less than 100% because you've done that before. So I'm just wondering how far
last day of actually no, first day of spring training. It's the last day you're ever 100%.
How far below 100% are you?
Last day of spring training is the last day first day of spring training is the last day you're ever 100%.
How does it feel to be almost 30?
I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know Thursday.
You play through.
Yeah, I got it.
Is it Thursday?
Tomorrow's
Today's Tuesday, but I know it
feels like Sunday.
Weird week.
Yeah, whenever we have an off day. I don't even know. Yeah, whenever I see you guys next. When's our next game? Thursday, Friday? Thursday, right? It's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to have 2 days off, actually. Yeah. It got me all messed up.
It is affecting you in some way. I mean, you
Do I look affected out there?
Okay, so is it that you're having one of the type of streak that you generally don't have, but that, you know?
Of what?
Strikeouts,
Oh, we all strike out. It don't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
It's baseball.
And so nothing to do with.
It's baseball. Nothing to do with anything. Just baseball. That's what it is.
What are you seeing then in the teams and in the recent offensive struggles? What are you seeing when you look around?
It's baseball. 162 games. Things don't go well all year round. So try to ride this out and try to get out as soon as possible.
You have been playing without Fernando and without Will for a few months, a little banged up. Like, what in this offense? Do you think that you guys are in, like, for when those guys get back, you're in good shape too?
Yeah, we got to keep holding down the fort till they get back. Obviously when they get back, they're going to be a big part of our lineup. But for the time being, we got to pick up the slack and we got to continue doing what we got to do, get better every single day. If we do that, things will turn quickly. And this is just how baseball is. It's a beautiful game.
All right. God, that was annoying.
Dude,
the background noise is so freaking
God,
annoying.
listen,
God, the
I love
background
Marty
noise.
Caswell. Someone get her another microphone. That's
Well,
all
not just that.
is.
I mean, she takes the microphone, she sticks it in front of him. He answers. And then when she decides to ask a question, she's like, so what about the other part of this whole thing? What do you? It's like, Marty, you don't need to stick the microphone in your mouth. Right? Like we can all hear, we can hear Dennis Lynn or AJ Caswell, whoever it is. We can hear Kevin Acey, no problem. We don't need you to do this to the microphone, Marty.
Hey, man, I want to say this. I respect Manny Machado for standing and answering questions. And I don't want to bash the local reporters because without them, we wouldn't be able to get this kind of sound, right? But he's challenging them to be better reporters. He's challenging them to ask better questions.
Whatever.
Are you saying do better?
Whatever.
Yes, I am.
Get out of here. So go down there. So go get a credential and you go down there and you go
No
ask
problem.
questions.
No problem.
I would think it'd be great.
They're going to throw me out. What?
I think it'd be great. He's challenging them to be better because he's such a good question asker and he's such a good reporter that you know what, you guys aren't up to my standard. So I'm going to ask you guys to elevate your game. By the way, I love saying, "What do you think?" I love putting it back on other people. Well, what do you think?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But in this environment, he's a dick. Okay, listen. If Manny Machado were playing for the Dodgers, every Padre fan would watch that and go, he's a dick. But because he's our dick, nobody has the guts to say it. He's a jerk, man. Manny Machado, he's disrespect. Those guys are asking legit questions, and he doesn't want to answer them because he doesn't want to deal with the truth. The truth is he's not 100%. He's not performing. They're asking him about it, but instead of him giving just some pleasant professional answers, he's got to sit there and be a dick to all of them. That's the way I see it. Go ahead, Browner. Excuse me.
Then you go, well, yeah, I mean, you suck right now. You're batting 158. You were leading the candidate for MVP, and now you come back and you look bad. Like, what's going into that? Like, if he answers questions like that,
what do you think? What do you think?
I just told you.
No. But
you look terrible right now.
Well, what do you think? Why do you think that is?
I think you look terrible.
Why?
Because you look like you're playing like you're still hurt, like you shouldn't be out there.
Well, but I'm in uniform, aren't I?
Everybody's in uniform that takes the field.
Well, hey, I'm in uniform, so what do you think?
Yeah, again, I'm asking you again. You're the one going to bat. You look bad up there right now. You don't look right.
Right, what do you think?
I just told you, you don't look right. What do you think? You're the one up to bat.
My favorite part about anytime, because we've had this now with Hosmer and we've had this now with Machado like twice this season. My favorite part about this is the same people. It's like anytime that they don't answer a question, they get so flustered.
Yes.
I think that's what Browner's point is. It's not be better reporters or be. I just think that they have no reaction. Like there's like, like the moment that a player doesn't answer their basic question, because they were basic questions that Machado could easily answer. So I agree with Browner, and I also agree with Scott. Manny was being a dick yesterday, but the reporters also they were frazzled by his lack of not answering it. And it's like, I'm not there. I'm not in the moment. I'm not standing in front of the guy, but you're there every day. This isn't like Browner going in there the first time is different than being in there every single day, every night, answering these guys the same questions.
But you know what
you
they
gotta
have to
be
have,
able,
Alex?
You got to be able to. Yeah.
They got to have courage.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying that they're a bunch of cowards. I'm just saying that it's very hard to be a courageous reporter when you're standing there with the guy who's making $30 million a year. He's the star of your team. And if you really upset him, the Padres could very easily make your life really difficult. And so rather than them having the courage to stand up to him, they just sort of kowtow to him. And you're right, they are flustered.
Yeah. I think it's fair to call him out for being flustered, and I also think it's fair to call Manny Machado for being a dick. Like, both things are true. Also, I just think it was Manny and the team were very much ready to get out of there. You guys saw what they did last night?
I do believe I saw what they did last night.
You know what today is?
Today is July 6th.
Manny Machado's birthday.
Today is Manny Machado's 30th birthday.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what did they do last night?
Team went out karaokeing for a Manny Machado 30th birthday party.
Where'd they go? They rang in the day.
I don't know where they were.
You got pictures? I can tell you.
I got a video, but it looked like a private room because there was like one. Well, not mural. I know Scott doesn't like murals. There was like one picture of Manny.
I like organic murals.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I just don't like murals of guys who haven't done anything yet because you're trying to take advantage of. Hey, this is really cool. Like, we really want to try and attract a certain crowd, so we're going to put up murals and dude, win and then put up murals. When you have murals of Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in LA, they won championships. I just don't think.
I'll play the video next segment, and I'll also tell you there's major breaking NFL news.
Yes, there is major breaking NFL news. I saw that come across as well.
Colin Kaepernick signed by the Raiders. Breaking news.
Nope. But it is quarterback related.
Nope.
Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Rome comes home. Yes, I said it. You can now catch the Jim Rome Show Monday through Friday, noon until 3 p.m. on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Back to San Diego, where it all started, on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Southwest Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
For all
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your San Diego Padres baseball updates. The Friars couldn't get the bats fired up on Tuesday against the Mariners. Sunday's big game against the Dodgers helped snap a 5-game losing streak, but in 2 games against Seattle, the Padres only scored 4 runs to the Mariners' 14 in those 2 matchups. The trade deadline is in 4 weeks. The thing to keep an eye on as the date approaches is what might be needed to bolster this San Diego offense. Manny Machado is back, but still getting fully into things after his sprained ankle. Fernando Tatis Jr. is still expected to return soon after his wrist surgery, and Will Myers is hopeful to return soon after his knee injury. Still, some additional weapons may be needed to get things going offensively for San Diego. This weekend, the Padres will take on the Giants at Petco Park. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox Your View? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox Your View.
Oh, shit. It's actually 6 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Hey, great friends. Those of you who are watching on Cox, on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, or anywhere in Southern California on the Cox Your View network, we had been promoting for a long time Egg Fest down in Chula Vista. And on the weekend of, let's see, it was June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, that's when the event went down. So Grande Brown Man, let's show all of the Cox viewers what they missed. Did you guys have fun? This was a great event. I loved it.
More importantly, there was lots of food, lots and lots and lots of food.
Yeah. But there were also a lot of listeners that came down.
A lot of listeners, yeah.
A lot of listeners who live in the South Bay area that were like, hey, I knew you guys were going to be nearby, so I came over. And by the way, here's one thing that's interesting. Not only were there a lot of listeners, a lot of female listeners, which I thought was super cool. And what I hear from the ladies is, I love it when you guys talk sports, but I really love it even more when you guys aren't talking sports.
Yeah, it's when you bring, this much sex appeal to a show, you get a different audience, Scott,
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Sexy.
I mean, look at these 3 mugs,
Totally.
That saying face for radio doesn't apply here.
Hey, there was one lady that showed up, 62 years old, white woman. All she wanted to do was talk about how Browner's her boyfriend. And I'm like, see, Brown? I'm like, this is your demo, man.
That's right.
Alex, show us, what are we going to take a look at? So this is exclusive for Cox. I mean, we'll talk about this on air, but this is stuff you're only going to see here on Cox Channel 4 in Your View. What are we going to look at here first, Alex?
What do you want to look at first? You have Browner being a drone videographer. You have pictures of food. You have we talked to Brian after.
All right, let's do this. Let's start off with food, because that's what Egg Fest was really all about. It was all about the food, right? So what are you going to show us here? Let's take a look.
This stole the show, right? I mean, you gotta.
Ooh, right. Yeah. Pig on the big green egg, which, to me doesn't look great, but it was pretty damn good. No, it doesn't look good.
Oh, it looks, when I walked in, that was the first thing I saw. I walked in to the left. This guy had that big green egg wide open. I was like, well, I know where I'm camping. This is where I'm going right here.
I couldn't eat it, man. It was too much. It was too close to looking like a real pig, man.
Well, it was a real pig.
It was a real pig.
I like to eat my food anonymously. I don't like it. I don't like to look at it and then put it in my mouth. I couldn't do that.
When I get a burger, it's just a burger.
Right.
I need to see the cow that it came from.
Bro.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't eat it, man.
Any other Any other food shots that we should take a look at? Because you like the pig. We didn't really love the pig.
Did you guys end up trying the bacon wrapped Oreo?
I did not try the bacon wrapped Oreo, but I think on the right side here, there's a bacon wrapped piece of chicken. Is that what that is?
No, it was a pork belly.
Oh, that's the pork belly. Oh, and what's that little sandwich you got going there?
Pulled pork sandwich.
Dude, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
You know what's funny is that this whole time you just keep going from tent to tent to tent to tent, eating. I didn't take any pictures at all. Like the only reason I took a picture of the bacon wrapped Oreo was because I was going to text it to my lady. I was like, dude, they got bacon wrapped Oreos here.
You said they were pretty bomb though.
Okay, so it's really it was confusing. It really was confusing. You take a bite and your mouth is like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? And then the more you eat it, you're like, yeah, this is actually fantastic.
How about
bacon wrapped Oreo?
How about any pictures? Any pictures you got, Alex, of us with lots of listeners that were down? Because that was fun. That to me was a lot of fun. Hanging out with great friends. Oh, look at this crew right here. This is a great crew. Fat Tony's in the house. Tommy. This couple right here, they're wonderful. I love these two to my left. And then my friend Suzanne is on the far left. But this is a really wonderful couple, drinking beers, supporting. That was great. Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, this lady right here. She works for the county of San Diego. What a sweetheart she is. She gave me her phone number. I went to text her to give her my phone number, and she gave me a landline. So I maybe I put the wrong phone number in. I don't know. Who else?
Girlfriend?
Oh, Browner's girlfriend. This woman. She's like, I
Sup,
love
boo?
Browner.
Sup, boo?
That's your girl, huh, Brown?
Yeah, that's my girl right there. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She gave me her Instagram.
Her husband
handle.
understand.
Her husband was like, I get it. That's Cheryl Delaney, by the way. Cheryl
Her husband
Delaney.
was like, take her.
Hey, Alex, show us the video. I know I talked to Brian a little bit. He was super excited about how the day went down. Show us that video if you could. Let's take a look. Yo, so we promoted Eggfest for a long time. And today, Brian Bushfield, what do you think?
Huge success. Big. Look at it. We got 20 chefs, 40 eggs.
20 chefs, 40 eggs. We're walking in circles.
Tailing off. We would have been here an hour ago. We couldn't have done this video. There were so many people. Beer garden, huge success.
Yeah, and we did so much of the promotion besides radio was exclusive on Cox. So for everybody that's watching on Cox, dude, way to come out and support. Nice.
Right. And I mean, if you're thinking about advertising, Scott, Kaplan and crew, Cox Cable, way to go.
Thank you for that. All right, it's an unsolicited. There you go. Thank you, Brian.
Unsolicited.
God, I'm fat. I got to lose weight. I need to lose.
Come on, man. That's what you saw.
Dude, I got to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Hey, look, bottom line is this. To all the Cox Your View viewers out there, we really appreciate your support. And we'll keep on doing this where there's just Cox exclusive content.
The NFL lives here. If it's about the NFL, you found the right station. Join 1090 every Sunday during the NFL season for the exclusive SoCal home of not one, but 2 NFL games every Sunday during the season on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
What keeps me coming back is just learning more about myself in the classroom, and as I learn more about myself, I can share more about myself with my students, and I can open up more and care more and love more and teach more by example.
Teaching is just one of those things that if you have a heart for it, you've found your place, and I have found my place. I get to help little people realize what it means to learn something for the first time, and that's something like reading that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Still a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit surprised. You know, you don't go into teaching for awards, you go into teaching because you sincerely believe you can make a difference in young people's lives, and that's kind of what got me into the field in the first place.
We use our phones to order our food, catch a ride, share our stories, and so much more. SDCCU made banking from your mobile device easy too. You can do so much, get up-to-date account balances, check on pending deposits, transfer money, deposit checks, and more. Safely and securely, all through the convenience of your smartphone. SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Despite what my